Should you buy or rent? You are watching Real Estate 3 Minutes. Say for example, if you found a house and then you're gonna decide you're gonna buy or you're gonna rent. You have a lot of thoughts in your mind. Installments, rentals, then price. So which one? Are you going to buy or are you going to rent? To quickly determine whether or not you want to buy or rent, use price to rent ratio. The formula for price to rent ratio is property price divided by rent times 12 months. Price to rent ratio is easy to use and you can use it to determine whether or not you should buy the property or you should rent. The lower the number, you should buy the property, and the higher the number, you should rent the property, because the higher the number indicates the rental is much lower than the installment, and therefore it's better off to rent. So this is a sample that I compiled it for the properties in KLCC. So if you look at the whole list, only 2 properties that's worth to buy. The rest of them is better off to rent, because it's much cheaper to rent than buy in KLCC area. So basically, the price to rent ratio tells you whether or not you buy or rent at any given time. And it is used to have a quick comparison between housing areas. For example, in Star Park to compare with Selayang, and to compare different markets. For example, in Kuala Lumpur against Seremban, etc. I ran a few scenarios where on average, if you have the price to rent ratio more than 20, and you should better off to rent the property instead of buy, because the rental is much more lower than the installment, and therefore it's better for you to just rent. Just a quick note, price to rent ratio does not tell you whether or not the property that you should rent, whether or not is it affordable or not, because it just compare between the price and the rent. So it does not tell you whether or not the rental itself is actually affordable or on the high side. So use this tool to quickly compare the property, the rental, whether or not it's better to buy or rent. But in the event that you're going to buy or rent, in terms of for investment, you've got to use other tools. For example, Rent2You, and then you need to do your groundwork, and then to determine how much is the real rental return along with the selling price. So these are the things that you should be using, not just the price to rent ratio. I use the price to rent ratio just for the quick comparison, but when I get into it, I'll need to use many other tools, but I'm going to share with you other time. If you like my video, please click subscribe, and you are watching Real Estate 3 Minutes.